Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Today we're talking about the new Alpha 3.23.1 patches that are on the PTU in the lead up to Fleet Week, and we have a lot more detail on the new vehicles coming to that Fleet Week event now. So spoiler warning for this video as we talk more about Fleet Week, the Urza Medivac, the MPUV T1 and the Sabre Firebird. But also, there's a big change to respawning in the game, that now you can spawn in little tiny small Medbeds, so you can spawn in lots of different ships and vehicles. Let's jump straight in. Alpha 3.23.1 is mostly Fleet Week related, but includes some other fixes and updates that didn't make it into the 3.23.0 live build. So in those patches, they are testing Fleet Week at the moment, so the expo halls are there, and potentially there was a bit of a mistake, although maybe it was just for testing. The Drake Defense Con area that had rental terminals allowing you to rent some of the new ships and vehicles that are going to be released during the event. Some of the stuff that's in that patch is the Retaliator Gold Standard, so updated Retaliator, and the new versions are in with the different modules. So there's a base version, which is an empty room, no module. There's the cargo version. There's the torpedo version. There's also the Argo MPUV 1T. So this is outfitted with a tractor beam to allow it to handily move cargo containers on and off larger hauling vessels. Its smaller size and maneuverability make it ideal as a support vehicle at landing zones and space stations. I suspect you're going to see these flying around loads with NPCs sort of piloting them around those areas. But also, if you have one of these on one of your big ships, you're going to probably be able to manage your cargo a lot better. There's the Aegis Sabre Firebird as well. So when frontline skirmishers call for a swift and decisive offensive, the Sabre Firebird is the ideal medium fighter for any arsenal. Taking the already battle-proven Sabre Raven, Aegis have designed the Firebird variant with an enhanced missile launcher capable of engaging a wide range of threats. Now, although these are defined as medium fighters, we do know that there is tuning towards sort of different roles beyond that. But for me, the Raven and the Firebird are light fighters. Fight me. It's suggested as well that CIG might be selling the previously promo-exclusive Raven during Fleet Week. It's possible, but I think it's unlikely in my opinion. The Firebird should allow you to customize something loadout-wise to be pretty similar to the Raven in the future though. Now, one of the stars of the show is the Urza Medivac. This is basically an Urza with a medical bed in it, and because of some additional updates in 3.23.1, you're going to benefit from the ability to respawn players in it. So it might be worth stowing these in larger ships for that very purpose. So in the latest 3.23.1 build, there was a medical bed respawn update. CIG said, with the release of 3.23.1, we wanted to provide players with a less brutal experience when getting back into the action. To help with this, we're making all medical bed tiers be capable of being set as a regen location. The range at which you'll be able to respawn in them will depend on their size class. Tier 3 medical beds will allow respawning up to 20 kilometers away. Tier 2 medical beds, which previously allowed up to 20 kilometers away, will now allow respawning up to 50 kilometers away. These current values for respawn distance will be monitored for balance and will be adjusted if needed. Healing capabilities for all beds will remain the same, and players respawning will do so without their equipment they dropped on death, and will have to be prepared to try and get back to their bodies to loot them, or have to use some of their extra stored stuff. Now, this begs the question, obviously, if the healing capabilities of the beds remain the same, and they can only deal with certain injuries, why don't you pull your gear next to your tier 3 bed, then respawn yourself at the bed, and then pick up all your gear again, and then I am fully healed. Now, is the ability for tier 3 medical beds being able to respawn players a temporary thing, or is this actually what Cloud Imperium now intend? Maybe. We don't 100% know. It sounded like it was temporary, the way CIG were talking about it, but it's certainly going to change in the future to some degree. They're going to balance this stuff, they're going to do lots of changes here. They might go, no, that's not a good idea, or yes, it is a good idea. In the short term, for me, it's great being able to jump back into the game and do stuff in Star Citizen without it being as unforgiving. Short-range respawns seem interesting as well, but does it push the game towards more of the PlanetSide 2 model? And is that a bad thing? If there are big cooldowns and tracking down a player's respawn is the sort of thing that you do when they're assaulting a base, that might be an interesting one. And I'm waiting to see how this evolves. But for me, that is a monumental change in how the game's going to be played from 3.23.1 onwards. Now, something else that's on the Expo show floor during the RSI day is the Polaris. Now, I don't believe there's an interior there, and the Polaris is also going to be flying around with the UE fleet this time, but again, no interior. I'm just super excited to see the Polaris in a lot of its glory. It is expected that the Polaris will be flyable later this year by players. The Retaliator updates look like they're part of the 3.23.1 patch, but I don't know where you're going to be able to change the modules. Maybe that's actually just in the Mobiglass. Not sure where you're going to be able to buy them. We'll have to wait and see. The Firebird, the Medivac, and the T1, they're all going to be flyable in that 3.23.1 patch as part of Fleet Week. We don't have any indication of their prices yet, but my rough guesstimates are I'm expecting the Firebird to be between $150 and $200, the Medivac to be between $60 and $80, and the T1 to be between $40 and $50. It's likely that a range of ships will be going up in price during Fleet Week as well. I assume, for example, the Polaris will go up in price. Also, you can expect waves of limited hull ships like the Idris and Javelin to be sold during Fleet Week on their appropriate manufacture days in waves and in limited quantity. I think it will also be the Constellation Phoenix, the Kraken, and the Kraken Privateer that are going to be part of those limited sales on their appropriate days. Quite excited to get on board the Idris as well and do a less stressful tour and walk around that. Now, what else is in those 3.23.1 patches? Well, there's loads of bug fixes and optimizations. At time of recording, they're sort of on their third patch iteration of 3.23.1. They've done some genuinely great work with optimization and making the servers feel a lot better, higher tick rate, stuff like that. You can now repair fully damaged items as well, so ship parts, weapons, components that have been taken down to 0 health should now actually be repairable. Removing a fully damaged weapon or component with a tractor beam and using the repair tool should now function. They've made further game-wide client performance optimizations. They've added keybinds for directly entering nav and SCM modes. The interior map materials have had a optimization. VFX visual improvements and fixes have been made. They made further particle visual improvements for upscaling. They fixed colors and removed jitter. There's been an NPC locomotion polish pass, improving NPC locomotion server sync extrapolation, preventing teleporting using extrapolated positions, stopping the route motion during teleports, and NPCs should basically jank around and disappear, reappear, rubber band, and teleport much less. Water Caustics had a visual polish pass. They've added some character creation validations, and they've re-included the Mark 1 Hornet AI piloted ships. So CIG are still working through a load of bugs left on their list too, and are going to be trying to get the game into the best state they can for Fleet Week, which starts on the 17th, Friday the 17th of May, 4 PM UTC, and this patch should launch just before that. Maybe a day before, maybe a few hours, though I suspect that CIG aren't going to want a load of people downloading and updating during Fleet Week. Well, they're going to want as few as people as possible. Obviously, there's a free fly and lots of people are going to be coming into the game, so getting as many of the already backing and already playing the game people to download beforehand seems a lot more sensible. But yeah, boom! That's your updates for today. Really interested to know what you think. Are you playing in that 3.23.1 PTU build? Are you enjoying it? Have you been able to look around the expo halls? Have you been able to see the Polaris flying around, or the updated Retaliator, the Firebird, Medivac, or the T1, or 1T, I suppose? Are you expecting ships to go up in price? What do you think of the changes so that Tier 3 beds can now respawn players? Do you like that? Do you hate it? Do you think it's going to be a temporary thing? Whatever your thoughts or questions are about Fleet Week, that patch, or whatever, please chuck them down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. One of the other things you should look down there for is links to NordVPN, because we got them, and that allows you to get a discounted price on NordVPN, and NordVPN gives you greater accessibility, privacy, and security on the interwebs. I use it, and I'm smart. NordVPN.com/BoredGamer. We also have special eye tracking. Beep, 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 beep. I mean, it's special. It's Toby Eye Tracker 5. They're awesome. They're natively supported in Star Citizen for sort of high precision eye and head tracking, and that's on sale until the 20th of May. Again, links below to get a discount on that. May in Star Citizen is about fleets and Fleet Week and flying with friends, and we've partnered up with Lunar Wolves, a Star Citizen org, to give away a fleet of ships. Commenting on any of my videos during the month not only gets you a chance to win a Spirit C1, but also a Constellation Andromeda, a Vanguard Sentinel, and a Corsair, courtesy of Lunar Wolves. They'll each be going out to a different winner chosen randomly from the video comments. But wait, there is more. Sign up to the Lunar Wolves recruitment page, link down below, for a chance for even more ships, including an RSI Polaris with lifetime insurance and a Hornet F7C Mark II. Winners of those will be selected randomly from eligible org signups. Lunar Wolves welcome all that share their passion for adventure and love of Star Citizen. You can learn more about them on their org page or at lunarwolves.org. If you would like to further support our channel, please like, subscribe, comment, share these videos. And if you'd like to go the extra mile, and I would love you to, please consider becoming a Patreon or clicking that join button under my videos. It goes a huge way in allowing us to make daily content and keep the channel going. You'll get some exclusive content from that as well. Only time Zin and I can actually put it out, as well as help evolve the channel with polls and suggestions and that sort of stuff. Thank you so much for watching to the end, and have a great May. It's going to be a good one.